Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm All Things Wrestling, and today I'm going to be giving my comments, opinions, and the results of the WWE Raw 30th of January 2017, the post-Royal Rumble Raw, which was better than the Royal Rumble itself, to be honest. We kick off the show with Jericho and Owens coming out. Owens said he proved Mick Foley wrong, I think that says. It says won, but I think that's a mistake. When he defeated Reigns last night, all Foley has tried to do from day one is prove him wrong, I think. And then he said he's the man, the guy, he was the one. Owens was man enough to admit that he needed help, and he wants to take this opportunity to thank the man who helped him. He teased Braun Strowman, but he thanked Jericho, and the two hugged in the middle of the ring. Owens put Jericho over, saying that Jericho is the greatest Royal Rumble competitor of all time. Jericho talked about lasting 4 hours and 56 minutes and 12 seconds in accumulated time he's lasted in the Royal Rumble he's competed in. He talked about lasting an hour and 1 minute and became himself the 61-minute man and put over hashtag 61-minute man. And then we actually all used it. I used it. Jack the Jobber, Adam Blonde PA all used it. And then he told us that to use the hashtag greatest of all time. Claimed there's one reason he didn't win, because the cage a vertigo to go, he suffered from hanging from the cage, which won Owens' match. That 4 minutes 56 seconds minutes thing, whatever, 4 hours 56 minutes, sorry, was a record now. So remember that. Strowman came out. They were audible. Thank you, Strowman chants. Strowman said he did what he did last night because there's two things. He doesn't like Reigns, and he wanted the Universal title shot that Owens promised him. Owens acted like he didn't know what he was talking about, but Strowman showed a videotape of Owens and promised him a title back if he helped him. Strowman wanted his title shot tonight, or he would break Owens in half right now, which was good. And then Foley walked out in a checkered green and black suit. He looked like he just turned up for St. Patrick's Day a month early. Foley said he didn't like what Strowman did last night, but now he's seen the footage, he understands. Jericho claimed the videotape was CGI. Owens said he couldn't put the title on the line after going through hell last night against Reigns, but Foley said Owens may have to go through hell again tonight because he'll face Strowman for the championship tonight. It was a good opening promo. Very long, to be fair, with me saying it, but it was good. I enjoyed it. Then we had a match, Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho in a non-title match. The haluva kick to Jericho, but he got him in a schoolboy cradle and turned it to the wall to Jericho. Zayn got to the ropes. Zayn used an exploder into the turnbuckle, then pinned Jericho with the haluva kick. It was a good match, actually. I give him that. Sami Zayn did amazing stuff in the Rumble. He's now gone to beat Chris Jericho in a non-title match. Where can this kid go from now? Come on, Zayn. Then we see Cesaro and Sheamus arguing backstage when Bayley stepped in. There's a 6-man mixed tag team against Gallows, Anderson and Charlotte tonight. She asked for a group hug. Sheamus put his arms down while the other two hugged. Gallows, Anderson and Charlotte walked in and they said they've stumbled on the Royal Rumble support group. Gallows leaned down and called Bayley nerd, straight out of the movie Revenge of the Nerds. Then the heels laughed and walked away. It was alright. It did what it needed to do. It weren't the greatest, but it was good nonetheless. Then we get told about Stephanie confronting Seth Rollins tonight, and they showed the highlight package of when Rollins called out Triple H at NXT TakeOver San Antonio on Saturday night. If you didn't know that already, I actually watched that live and it was pretty damn good, to be fair. Then we see Owens walk into Stephanie's office and being upset about having to defend his championship tonight. He said he's injured. Stephanie admitted it was unfair and that he had to defend the championship tonight, and as soon as she's finished with the Rollins business, she'll talk to Foley tonight. He thanked her and left. Good stuff there, to be fair. Then we go to match 2. It's a cruiserweight match. Tony Nese versus Mustafa Ali. Nese got the pin with a running knee to the face in the corner. It was an alright match. About 3 minutes, standard cruiserweight stuff, but I did enjoy it nonetheless. Then Austin Aries did an interview with Nese where he threw some questions like he was stuttering John from the 1990s Howard Stern. Like, people say you have washboard abs. How do you respond to those who say that a washboard is more interesting? Where is he getting these analogies? Nobody says he's a washboard. What the hell, guys? Nobody even knows what a washboard is nowadays. He said that the Supreme Athlete doesn't have to respond to his critics, which was really good, to be fair. I did enjoy that. Then Rollins came out and called Stephanie, who walked out after being called the $1 billion princess, a name she hasn't used in a while, actually. I give her that. Stephanie said that she's had to disappoint him on multiple levels. Seth fought back by saying, like you do with your husband every night. Ooh. Stephanie said Triple H wasn't here tonight. Seth said that he really doesn't care because all he cares about is her coward of a husband. So when will she let him off his leash? Stephanie said Triple H was afraid. He was afraid what he might do to Rollins. He might find that dark place inside of him that leads to him destroying him. He was afraid he might destroy what he once thought was his greatest creation. She wondered when the last time he saw championship gold. She said Rollins was on the right track after winning the championship at Mania, then wasted it all. Rollins should beg for forgiveness and demand. She demanded he apologise. He apologised for exposing Triple H as a gutless snake. What he really is for the last 2 months. He went to NXT on Saturday night, but Triple H had security do his dirty work. That wasn't Triple H. He wasn't the cerebral assassin. That was a scared dude. Rollins said that Triple H was scared because he is the greatest threat to Triple H's legacy he has ever seen. Triple H knows it. Stephanie knows it. Stephanie says she looks at Rollins with disgust. Triple H was a creator who Rollins was the architect, but he was going to be the architect of his own demise. That was a good comment, actually. I did enjoy that. Rollins said he has nothing left to lose and threatened to show up at the WWE headquarters, at the board meetings, and even show up at Triple H's house if one of the kids answered the door. Jesus Christ, man. It won't end until he gets his hands on Triple H and he slays the king. Stephanie started to leave and said she lied. Triple H was on his way to the building and he was coming for him. Stephanie left her music and they hit a confrontation for later tonight. To be fair, that was really, really good. Stephanie as a dick heel is great. Rollins turning into a babyface is really good. I'm enjoying all of it. Then we had match 3, Cesaro, Sheamus and Bayley versus Charlotte, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Cesaro wore streamers on his wrist like Bayley. Sheamus looked at him like he couldn't believe his eyes. To be fair, I did the same thing. When the Bayley buddies rose from the entrance ramp, Sheamus looked like he was ready to bolt. The finish actually happened when Bayley pinned Charlotte with a belly-to-belly suplex. Standard match, it was alright. To be fair, I did enjoy it. Then Stephanie lit into Foley for arranging a title match between Owens and Strowman. Foley brought up Triple H's music during Rollins' match and with Zayn last week. He wanted to know why that was. Stephanie hemmed and hard about the production team going into business for themselves. Foley admitted that he looked stupid, but he wasn't stupid. Stephanie, in more of an honest tone of voice, said she vowed Triple H would be there tonight. Foley said he was going ahead with the match with Owens and Strowman unless Triple H's music goes off again by accident. He asked for a high five and she just glared at him until he walked off. It was actually a good segment. I enjoyed it. Like I've said, heel Triple H is good. Foley is alright. Neville came out and said last night was the true coronation of the King of the Cruiserweights. The championship was now his and 205 belongs to the King. He not only won the championship last night, he proved everyone of the snivelling peasants wrong. The fans never believed in him, cared about him, but look at him now. Rich Swann came out and said, as much as it pains him to see Neville with the Cruiserweight Championship, he'll wait for his opportunity because he has a rematch coming. He came out because he was tired of hearing the garbage he was spewing. Swann admitted that Neville was one of the very best and proved it last night. Swann extended the hand for a handshake. Neville said, when are you going to get it, Rich? You don't just simply offer your hand to the King. Bend your knee and bow. Swann turned his back on Neville and he tried to jump him. Swann gave him a Des press and then a rich kick followed by a tope where Swann got his foot caught in the rope, but he caught Neville anyway. Fortunately, not many fans were into this, but I enjoyed it. I'm going to be honest, I enjoyed it. Neville is continuously being a great heel character. Rich Swann is being something. I'm not that massive on Rich Swann. I preferred Cedric Alexander. And what's happened to Brian Kendrick? Where is he gone? He's just poof, gone. What happened to Kalisto coming to the division? But anyway, it was good. It was good. Let's not go into a thing. Sasha Banks received tapes on her injured left knee from a trainer. Bayley walked in. Banks said she was wrestling Nia Jax tonight. Bayley tried to talk her out of it. Banks said she had everything to prove. Unlike some people, she was not okay with coming up short. So Banks played gallantly babyface while also throwing some heel shade at her best friend. It was pretty good, to be fair. Then we see Owens backstage. Jericho said he talked with Foley and the match with Strowman is still on. Jericho said no matter what, they were still US champion. Owens said he was sick of Foley and Strowman eliminated 7 guys last night in the Royal Rumble. Owens asked for Jericho's help tonight because he can't do it by himself. Jericho brought up how Owens wasn't there when he lost to Zayn earlier tonight. Owens pressed him for an answer if he had his back tonight. Jericho finally answered yes, even though he looked very uncomfortable. That was pretty good, to be fair. Then we have that match. Jericho was on commentary when Strowman came out. Strowman saw Jericho, gave him a big boot as he was getting comfortable on the chair, and chokeslammed him through the commentary table. Jericho had to be helped to the back as Owens watched from the ring in horror. That spot was nice, to be fair. Then we get to the actual match. Owens went to the top rope, but Strowman caught him and gave him an Oklahoma Stampede. At this point, Roman Reigns walked out and gave Strowman a Superman punch, ending in a disqualification. Strowman didn't go down from that. Reigns clotheslined him over the top rope. He's eliminated from the Royal Rumble. Strowman landed on his feet, but Reigns jumped off the ring steps with another Superman punch that Strowman stayed on his feet for. Finally, Reigns gave Strowman a spear to take him out. Reigns speared Owens in the ring to end the segment, and he still got booed. Strowman was on his feet before Reigns could get up to the bat, making him out to be a monster heel that took some of Reigns' best shots and barely registered. I liked that. I hate Roman Reigns. You ruined the fucking Royal Rumble, you arsehole. Okay, let's get through this. Not get on my Roman Reigns rant. An SUV arrives in the parking lot and a very pissed looking Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman got out. Then they go to the ring. Lesnar and Heyman came out. They got the Suplex City chants. As Heyman started his interview, the fans chanted for Goldberg. Heyman said they were at the point in history where they faced a disturbing fact. There were a point where every superstar reached a point where they could not beat one person. That one person they run into and say they beat everyone, and someone else says, yeah, but he brought up Andre the Giant being undefeated for 15 years, and people went, yeah, but he lost to Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 3. He said Ronda Rousey trusted everyone in her path, and people, yeah, but she ran into Holly Holmes. The Undertaker went undefeated at WrestleMania, and people went, yeah, but then came Brock Lesnar. Now, when Heyman goes to the kids to remind him that he's an advocate for Brock Lesnar, they go, yeah, but Goldberg beat him in 1 minute and 26 seconds at Survivor Series. He went Royal Rumble at that point, so there was a mess up. Heyman walked down the street today and people told them about Goldberg eliminated Lesnar in the Royal Rumble. Heyman said he hates, yeah, but it's the worst thing you can say to someone who lives based on their accomplishment. Well, yeah, but must have eliminated, erratic, killed. So why is Lesnar now challenging Goldberg for one final time at WrestleMania? Yeah, they both pointed at the sign. Heyman said one legend stands over the other. One conqueror stands over his vanquished victim. Anyone reads the chapter and verse of the biblical story of Lesnar Goldberg, it tells you Goldberg is the favourite, to which Lesnar says, yeah, but. It was a great promo. I loved all of it, to be fair. Heyman is great. I just kind of wish Brock would do more for the massive amount of money they bloody pay him. Then we have match 5, Nia Jax vs Sasha Banks, which was not as bad as the Royal Rumble match, but it was still a pile of shit. Jax stopped Banks during a baseball slide attempt, dragged her out the ring, and put her into a full Nelson ragdoll her into the ring post twice. Nia Jax swapped all of her weight onto Banks' legs, put her in a knee bar. The bell just sounded for no reason. Banks didn't tap. The referee looked confused and then called for the bell several seconds later after it had already rung. God knows what happened. Jackson clamped the knee bar back on. Bayley came out for the save as Jack cleared her and left. I don't know what went on. Apparently it was referee stoppage, but the referee looked confused as everybody else, to be honest. Who knows what actually happened there. Banks was helped to the trainer room by Bailey and a trainer. So I don't like this feud, I'm going to be honest. It's making it's not making Nia Jax look strong. It's just basically making Sasha look weak as hell. Then we go to our main event, as in match-wise. Enzo and Cass versus Rusev and Jinder Mahal in a Texas Tornado match. Lana introduced her husband as the handsome Rusev. Big Cass and Enzo Amore did their routine. Cass made fun of Jinder Mahal's physique, which was interesting. Cass wondered if there were veins on his body. Enzo started singing You're So Vain. That song was #1 on the chart when Richard Nixon swore in for his second term. Amore asked if that was a windshield over Rusev's face, referring to the nose guard on his face. That weren't bad. Then we had the match. Jinder ran into Enzo, who got out of the way, and Mahal hit the steps. Enzo tripped Rusev and Cass hit him with a big boot. Enzo pinned Rusev with a bada boom shakalaka. It was alright. Fairly average. Then we see Triple H getting out of a limousine. He walked out to his Bow Down to the King music he introduced as the COO of WWE. Triple H said Seth Rollins was the man he plucked from obscurity and made him a champion. He went on to become a leader of the Shield and standing by Triple H's side. He would have become WWE champion standing side by side. Rollins will get everything he wanted out of this business. All he had to do was stay by his side and he would keep getting what he wanted, but Seth couldn't handle the pressure and he collapsed. 7 months later, Rollins was an abject failure, but Rollins didn't take responsibility for his failure. Seth thought Triple H owed him an apology, but Triple H wasn't going to give an apology. Triple H said no one wants to believe how hard it is to ignore Rollins' call for him to come to the ring. He doesn't go to the ring because his wife tells him not to. No matter how much people don't believe it, he doesn't want to be the man who destroys careers, destroys people, and doesn't give a crap about what other people believe. He wants to be a creator in NXT, trying to create the next Seth freaking Rollins. Now he's done trying. Triple H got people chanting after this promo. He challenged Rollins to come to the ring and meet his destroyer. As Rollins stalked down the ring, Samoa Joe popped out of the crowd and jumped to him. He threw Rollins into the dashboards 3 times. Triple H watched, just got his jacket back on and then left. Crowd started chanting, "Joe's gonna kill you, Joe's gonna kill you," as Joe dropped 3 sentons. Joe said, "You belong to me now," put him in a coquina clutch and continued to hang on to it until Rollins passed out and then finally let go. It was great, I'm going to be honest. I loved seeing Joe do it. Granted, this was probably a better debut than the Royal Rumble. I'll give you that. But does this mean we're not getting Rollins Triple H at WrestleMania? Does this mean they're going to go at Fastlane and then dodgy finish and then he calls out Triple H for it? Who knows? But overall, it was a great segment. It was a great show. I did enjoy this week's Raw. It was better than last week's, and yeah, fairly good to be fair. Build on the storyline, now on the road to WrestleMania. Let's see how bumpy this road will be. Let's hope it's a smooth ride. But anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you have, subscribe to see more content, and I'll catch you later.